Hi, I'm Rene, and thanks for joining me today to make fresh pesto. The ingredients that we will need is pine nuts, raw pine nuts. We'll be using 3 ounces, which is about half of the bowl. Next is Parmesan cheese, always freshly grated. Fresh minced garlic, very important. Salt and pepper. And a decent first pressed extra virgin olive oil. Lemon juice, reconstituted, is fine. And of course the star ingredient, fresh basil. We'll also be using a small food processor as well. And here are all of the ingredients we'll be using to start everything off. We have about 5 cups of basil. Now I do pick the leaves from the stems, as I found if you put the basil along with the thick stems into the processor, it does leave a somewhat bitter taste. Next is 1/2 cup of olive oil. And here is the minced garlic and the raw pine nuts. Let's get started. Now we'll start off by pouring 1/4 cup of the olive oil into the processor bin. By using the olive oil first and then placing the basil leaves into the oil, that's going to help the tender leaves of the basil chop more evenly and the blade won't get gummed up. All right, we're going to give this a few pulses. There we go. Now let's pour the remaining 1/4 cup of the olive oil into the bin. And we'll add our pine nuts. And we'll put a little bit more of the basil leaves in there. And we'll get that pulsed up. There we go, starting to look yummy. Now I'm adding the garlic, and you should use garlic to taste. I tend to like my food with extra garlic, so more basil. And we'll get that pulsed up. You notice we add and pulse, and it's starting to look good. Now we're going to add the salt, about 1/2 teaspoon. Since I use capers in my pesto dishes, I am a little careful on how much salt I add because capers are very salty. Of course, freshly ground pepper to taste. And now I'm going to add a little lemon juice, which will help keep the basil bright green. And there we go. I'm going to add a few more basil leaves. And now it's time to shred the Parmesan cheese. Now I do prefer to shred my own cheese, that way I know there's no wood filler in there, and it really does just taste better. And we'll be using about 1/2 a cup. All right, we'll get that pulsed up. Bellissimo! It's finished. Okay, now I do like to store my pesto in little plastic containers and freeze it. When you defrost it, it tastes just as fresh as if you had just made it. And this way you can have fresh pesto all winter long. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little video, and I hope you enjoy the pesto. Buon appetito! And what do we have here? An ice-cold Peroni as a reward for all of my hard work. Yum!